All right, let's get right into the details of this rain coming our way on Monday. Since we know we've got a great looking weekend, we covered that in the last visit, and I'll show you the 7-day forecast coming up in a bit. Did you see what just happened here? I want to play that again. What we're going to look at is the futurecast depiction of rain in a cold front that's coming our way over the weekend, but it doesn't get here until right about here, and that would be Monday. Beautifully outlined cold front right here, and if you follow this back, you can see some areas start to pop with the yellows and oranges in here. Along this front, there could be an isolated thunderstorm as we go into Monday. But this is just the first one. Watch what happens. I'm going to step back here, and you're going to see the next cold front come in behind it. So we'll take the futurecast now and play it forward into Tuesday, and look, there's another one. See it? Beautifully outlined. And now you also see the culprit behind all this shows up. What the really cool looking thing about this is, if you put the futurecast for rainfall into an animation, you can actually see the rain caught up in the counterclockwise rotation at the center of that low. Can you see that little cinnamon roll? So that's kind of the engine that's driving all of this. And the closer we get to that on Tuesday and Wednesday, we could also see a few more thunderstorms embedded up there. But there's your main rainmaker for late Tuesday going into Wednesday. Let's get a little more specific on this, because we are now close enough to the arrival of this that the high-resolution models are able to start giving us a lot of clarity on it in detail, at least for the first part of it. So we're looking ahead to Monday. Most of Monday, in fact, it does not rain. We've already gone all the way to noon and nothing's happened but some clouds. But you can see that cold front sweeps through just in time for like 5 o'clock. Now, in order to take this a little bit farther down the road, we got to switch from high resolution to the long range model. So you're going to see a little bit less in the detail, but the story remains the same. There's that cold front, and it marches across the bay essentially Monday night. Still with us into early morning Tuesday, but it's gone most of Tuesday. Then the next one gets in here so late on Tuesday, it could potentially be Wednesday by the time it gets here. And you can see that cold front then marches its way across the bay through the morning hours on Wednesday, and then it clears out. We're going to get better in timing these as we get closer to it, but that's kind of the latest info on timing. And if you're curious about amounts, anywhere from 0.3 to ½ inch of rain in the North Bay, and maybe about 0.2 of an inch of rain falling down for the rest of the bay. So that's what's coming from the cold front out here. Let's say goodbye to that and just go back to our temperature forecast, because I want to get everybody in here. Take a look at where we're going to be for daytime highs today once again. But let's change our perspective a bit. Let's check out the numbers down south. Let's get Monterey, Santa Cruz. Let's get Watsonville on here. And Salinas. You can see what your daytime highs are going to be like today. These are pretty nice, of course. A lot more influence coming in here from Monterey Bay, and the temperature's typically going to be a bit cooler there, certainly near the water. All right, there's your 7-day forecast. You can see 3 days on there with rain in it, and then we'll get a bit of a break towards the end of it. And just to round this out, I'll show you the 7-day forecast here for the Bay, and you can see how those temperatures will play out as well, and the chance of rain through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.